Coming up next on Look Today, it's opening day at the track, but believe it or not, we've got other news as well. The Adirondack Civic Center Coalition is seeking $4.2 million from the state. Plus, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik releases details of a new Pell Grant that will help students go to college. And local officials are hoping that GE leaves infrastructure behind when dredging is complete. I've got the details on all of this. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everybody. Happy Friday. I'm J. Hood Jackson. And here's a look at what's making news today in Saratoga, Warren, and Washington counties. Well, in our lead story, the Adirondack Civic Center Coalition is applying for $4.2 million in funding from the state. Now, the coalition is putting the finishing touches on a proposal that needs to be submitted for the grant. The coalition has been talking about economic development with state officials in recent weeks. Well, Coalition President Dan Burke said that they still need to get the okay to submit the paperwork and request for the funding. He said it could be another 3 to 6 months before this occurs. Burke said he does not want to assume the governor is going to do anything, but he's been very receptive to the idea. And U.S. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik introduced a new flexible Pell Grant for 21st century students. The legislation would expand the flexibility of the current Pell Grants so they are available to qualifying students all year round. Now, Stefanik discusses why this is important.
Whereas the majority of students used to enroll in a 4-year full-time program fresh out of high school, an increasing number of our students today are older, have a family, and work full or part-time jobs. These students are looking to quickly and affordably earn a degree that will help them compete and succeed in the 21st century workforce.
Now, under the current system, Pell Grants are only offered to students enrolling full-time in a fall or spring semester. Well, according to Stefanik, this only covers 1/3 of all students. Well, now changing from news to weather, how's the weekend forecast shaping up? For the latest, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. And back to the news. Well, for the 147th time, it's opening day at the Saratoga Racecourse. Owners, trainers, and jockeys saddled up for the first official race of the season at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Well, meanwhile, fans got to place their first bets of the season and enjoy some of the new features the track has to offer. Now, these include dining areas and the Tom Durkin Replay Center. And we're going to have our expert handicapper back again, Trotter Furlong. He starts next Tuesday. He's going to provide us with updates throughout the 40-day meet. The track season, by the way, runs from today through Labor Day weekend. Now, the pinnacle of the meet, the Travers, is August 29th. In other news, General Electric could leave some infrastructure behind after its dredging is completed later this year. Area leaders are hoping that GE will leave infrastructure behind, such as roads, railways, and docks, which could attract businesses at a later date. Well, according to Mark Behan, who is handling public relations for GE, they have no problem leaving infrastructure there, but the final decision rests with the EPA. Now, if the infrastructure is contaminated, then GE will be required to remove it. By the way, this is the final season of dredging in the Hudson River. Now, GE was required by the EPA to clean up contamination after dumping PCBs into that river decades ago. Well, GE is currently working on a decommission plan, which the EPA will review later this year. Well, still to come, Saratoga Springs Mayor Joanne Yepsen discusses issues impacting the residents of Saratoga Springs and the surrounding communities. Plus, Warren County Supervisor Doug Beatty is here to discuss what's happening in Warren County and his bid for re-election. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, or join us for an interview, give us a call on the hotline. The number is 8,000.